This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Wowie zowie, guys. Woo! Once again, we are back in my kitchen because it's too goddamn hot in that little back house.
Yeah. I mean, that's what she said. Mamrie Hart said
Ooh.
it. And it's a literal fact. That it's too hot, so you have to be resourceful.
Too hot to handle. I'm drinking a water with Crystal Light.
I was like, that doesn't look like water.
One day I will have a Crystal Light sponsor. You've got to sell. I need to drink water because I've been just drinking for a year. I think a year.
I was telling you when I got here, it's only been 1 week since we recorded, and I have lived like an actual hermit in my hermit hole.
That's what's up.
And you've been out in the world, and I've lived vicariously through your adventures, so I feel like it's been years since we talked.
It feels like it's been years also because I went from Palm Springs to here for a day, then left. But really, my adventures, so you guys who don't follow me on Instagram,
what are you doing?
Fuck you.
Why? What is this, a protest?
I need all the help I can get. The numbers are slowly ticking off, and then it's also about to be an election season. So I'm like, well, I know I'm losing 50K right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyway, I have been in Mexico, but I only went, it was like a travel day, get there at night, 3 full days, come back.
And it's purely vacation. Which it's crazy because I do think that people see us traveling and doing things and think they're like, well, these guys are constantly vacationing.
No.
And that's not, we are sandwiching in experiences among other deadlines and obligations that are happening.
Yes, exactly. We weren't judging an ugly dog contest.
No.
Period. We were doing work while then going to an ugly dog contest in between.
Yeah.
I was a laptop at a campground.
My entire backpack was full of books on the unconscious. So
Jesus Christ.
Stuff was happening. But this was your first actual, I'm just doing vacation and not doing I'm going to go visit Chip and hang out and do couple time. I'm actually just doing vacation.
It was glorious.
That's honestly,
I forgot you could do that.
Honestly, that's how I felt about Disney.
Really?
In a very small microcosm of it being stimulating and overstimulating, but I was like, I'm here specifically for fun. That's it.
The happiest place they claim the happiest place on earth, but I'm going to say the happiest place on earth was the cabana I started drinking in at 11 a.m. on Friday.
I want to hear all about it because I've only obviously seen bits and pieces from the Instagram story. I also am curious about your experience as now a vacation travel influencer and what tips and tricks you have to offer our audience.
Wow, I have none of that. I have no crazy stories because I literally just fucking chilled.
Yeah.
Which was great. But I will say this. In the world of advice, guys, go to an adults only resort.
Yeah.
If you don't have children that you need to bring with you, then in no universe should you go to a place that allows children.
Yeah.
No one at the pool enjoys other people's kids. If so, you're weird. You know what I mean? You can be a person who enjoys kids and doesn't have them.
Yeah.
But no one needs kids screaming and running into a pool if they don't have to.
And I think people might overlook or not know or forget that that's an option when you travel to look at resorts and excursions that are specifically and only for adults.
Well, I remember back in the Disney that when I saw adults only, I thought it meant people were going to fuck each other.
Yeah, I thought it was
1,000%.
Oh, that's the way I imagine, or not the way I imagine, the way I saw MTV's Spring Break Cancun.
Adults only.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, it must be because of the wet t-shirt contest that the children aren't allowed to be there.
1,000. Well, I was just like, they must be topless. Yeah. Everyone is topless. And my God, MTV's Spring Break truly, I would watch that like it was my vacation.
Same.
I would prep for it. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Next week is MTV Spring Break.
This
is going to get wild.
I got to loosen up. I got to get a bathing suit ready to sit in my neon green room and watch these VJs and models walk up and down a runway for some reason while everyone's dancing and puking on the side.
And it would always be like, we're picking our king and queen of the beach. And I feel like there was even one that was like, modeling scouts.
Yeah.
Am I making this up? Where it's like, we're going to choose 2 people to give modeling contracts to.
There was always a fashion show.
Yes.
Which never existed on MTV, that, to my knowledge, other than Spring Break.
They had MTV, was it Fashion to Go or Fashion House? They had that one fashion show that was hosted, that was on there. House of Style. Remember House of Style?
No, I don't.
It was like, I feel like it might have been hosted by Cindy Crawford, and I could be completely wrong. And then like Amber Valletta or like all these models, but that was actual fashion.
Yeah.
Not what was on the runway of MTV Spring Break.
No, it was just like, here's another person that you should maybe know, and they're in a bathing suit. Here they go.
Well, it'd be like, this guy's in the latest swim trunks as tag team plays Whoomp, there it is. Has Cisco does the thong song. No, I used to think like, oh man, when I get to college, I'm going to go specifically to MTV's Spring Break.
Yeah. I don't need shoes. No one there wears shoes. No. And I just need to have a good attitude, and they'll put me on TV, and that's how I'm going to do it.
I got to grind on people. I got to grind. I got to get a modeling contract.
How do I grind? Okay.
Wait, hold on. Side note about the modeling contract when they'd hand it out. So I know you did a little modeling back in the day.
This whole thing?
This thing. Did you walk around with a book on your head practicing? Remember when that was like the epitome? People were like, if you're going to model, you got to be able to walk around with a book on your head.
To be honest, I blacked out a lot of that era of my life, but it is possible that happened. I think it might have been more relevant when I was doing that one and only beauty pageant, the Miss New Jersey pageant, that it was like, oh, if you walk with a book on your head, obviously, your entire spine changes to upright. Oh. And you're balancing literally something.
I know, but maybe that's why they call it a spine of a book.
There you go. But I couldn't tell you that was something that I practiced often for any modeling.
I did it all over the house all the time.
Did you?
Oh my God. I was like... In my little brain, it wasn't, because I was short until like high school. Yeah. Or not like, but like a shorter side. So it wasn't like people were saying, oh, she's already so tall, she'll be a model, Not at all. It's just in my head, I was like, I got to be ready. I got to be ready when I'm scouted. And so I would just be walking around with book, and whenever it dropped, I'd be like, it's a slippery book. It's definitely the book cover. It's not my modeling
head. No, I also think that maybe I have a little bit of a flat head. Who knows?
Well, that would be an advantage with the book.
Right. But, my own posture doesn't really reflect that I've taken that into consideration.
That's true. Anyway, I was like giving myself model boot camp.
Nice.
Absolutely. Okay.
Nice.
MTV, Spring Break. Oh, yeah. Adults only places I thought were swingers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's not. It just means that no kids are allowed, and it's fucking fantastic.
And everyone's on the same page, that there's no worry that someone's going to have a screaming baby show up at some point. Yeah.
Thank you. It's like, and this place was all inclusive. It was called Unico. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it was the shit. I loved it. But it's also one of those things where it's just like, you're not going to go to dinner and be like, are they going to send me beside?
Right.
Are they going to send me beside a kid? However, this is fun. This is fun. So we just really chilled. Like day one, and we went with our friend Jacqueline. Day one, we pretty much, and that bitch wakes up at like 6 a.m.
That's what I mean. I want to hear all of the, but she's also, and we say this with love and respect, is one of the people that is doing influencing on Instagram so well. Like we've talked about this on previous episodes.
Well, she knows. Like, all I do is make fun of her for walking in front of the camera and not looking at it. I'm like, we know, there's a camera there.
But even like I've been around her where she's doing it covertly. It's not like she's making everyone stop and like wait for her to do something. Like she's just like taking
she can do it quickly.
And she's doing it so succinctly and effectively that I'm like, oh man.
Or she'll remember. Yeah. She'll remember to take photos of herself and the outfit. And I'll be like, I got a selfie of my my mozzarella stick.
I know. I took a photo in the mirror and it turns out I just have like fingerprints all over the mirror. I can't use this at all.
I've got a blurry photo of my feet. Can we how do we get it more defined?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so bad at it. So that was hilarious to be like, do you want me to take the video of you walking past me and smiling? So I got to be like her husband for the day.
That's great.
Y'all, shopping for wine can be tough. I mean, sometimes it feels like you need a degree in grapes to find a great wine. And as someone who's literally taking hardcore wine courses, if I've learned anything, it's that labels are so darn confusing. The more you know, the more you feel like you don't even know. Shouldn't it be easier? Well, it can be. That is when First Leaf comes in. First Leaf does the hard work for you. They make it simple to discover new wines you're gonna love without the hit or miss. Why invest all this money on a cute labeled wine only to realize it is not what you are into? First Leaf samples over 100,000 wines a year from around the world and selects only the finest bottles. They take the time to learn what you like and what you don't, and then send you world-class wines tailored to your taste. For example, right now, I am getting really into red Zinfandels, or as they call it in Italy, Primitivo. Yes, I'm a snob now, okay? Deal with it. I love Zinfandels, and I want to try a bunch of different ones, mainly ones out of Northern California, and First Leaf has an incredible selection. So I tell them the attributes that I like. I like high acidity, high tannin. I do not like an ounce of sweetness. I want it bone dry. I fill out a quiz. They know exactly what Zinfandels to give me. And if you're not happy with the wine you receive, First Leaf will credit you another. It does not get simpler than that. So sign up today and you're going to get your first 6 bottles for $39.95 plus free shipping. That deal is insane. Go to tryfirstleaf.com/TMGW. That's TRYFIRSTLEAF.com/TMGW to get your first 6 bottles of wine for $39.95 plus free shipping. Tryfirstleaf.com/TMGW and come get wine snobby with me.
I use ZOCDOC to book my most recent dentist appointment, and I think it could help you. ZOCDOC is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. On ZOCDOC, you can find every specialist under the sun, whether you're trying to straighten those teeth, hey, in my case, get a mouth guard for the night grindings. If you're trying to fix an achy back, get that mole checked out, or anything else, ZOCDOC has you covered. ZOCDOC's mobile app is as easy as ordering a ride to a restaurant or getting delivery to your house. You search, find, and book doctors with a few taps. That's my favorite part of it. And you can find and review local doctors. You can read verified patient reviews from real people who made real appointments with these real doctors. And when you walk into the doctor's office, you're all set to see someone in your network who gets you. So go to ZOCDOC.com, find the doctor that is right for you, and book an appointment in person or remotely that works for your schedule. Every month, millions of people use ZOCDOC, and I am one of them. She fixed my teeth real good. It's my go-to whenever I need to book a quality doctor. And, you know, the nighttime grinding has never been so thankful. So go to ZOCDOC.com/weird and download the ZOCDOC app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZOCDOC.com/weird. ZOCDOC.com/weird.
But what was I saying?
Oh, that you were saying something fun.
Oh, so anyway, we like the first day we were there, we were given a cabana, which was very nice. So we literally just drank until it was like late afternoon, and then we showered and went to dinner, and like that's how it was. It was perfect. She normally wakes up early as fuck. Yeah. So like we weren't staying up late. Like we were staying up to like 11 or 12, like nothing. Like
it's reasonable.
Earlier than I, normally go to sleep. But because she isn't used to blackout curtains, she was sleeping till like 9 or 10. And I was like, welcome to the dark side.
Wow.
Bitch, literally.
Wow.
It was the best. But so we didn't do anything that day. The next day we were just going to pool it again, but it was like on and off thunderstorm. So we'd like play a little, and then it'd be like, I'm just going to go back to the room and chill, and very nice. But we decided to do a wine tasting because there was like a wine shop in the hotel. Nice. And we had just finished doing the wine course together.
Right.
So we had met like the sommelier, I think his name was Hugo, on the first night, and we had ordered a bottle and whatnot. And he did a wine tasting with our dinner. And he was like impressed with us, right?
Yeah. Were you guys like flexing what you had just learned or studied?
Like he was like, we paired a wine with each course, and then
like you paired it, like you chose.
No. They chose it, and it'd be like like a little smaller pour. And so we were doing one course, and they were pouring it with an Albarino, or no, what was it? No, it was a Sauvignon Blanc, and it was from Chile. And then I was like, oh, Chile. Well, is it Central Valley? That's more of the Chardonnay. And then Jacqueline's like, no. And then we were like, no, this is a higher end, crisper one. We were like, it's from Casablanca Valley. It's from Casablanca in Chile, because they get more of the fog. Like
you guys were a different version of our aunt's characters,
yes, but like classy, but like very classy.
To the point of like, okay, you guys, this is a you conversation. Yeah. I'm going to see myself out.
No, he was like, wow. Oh, wow. Like, he loved it, right? So then it's so funny because they had the same sommelier for all the restaurants at the hotel. So like the next night we went to get in like the Asian restaurant, and he came out to show us the bottles of sake. So he was just everywhere. So that by our last day on Sunday, we signed up to do a wine tasting, and like he wasn't leading it, but he was like, welcome back. We're like, we're here.
He's like, thank God.
He's like, leave me alone. So we were there, and it was just us and this couple with their daughter, but their daughter was 20.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I was like, how did they?
Yeah, I know.
Get
how they get her. It's like me with beans on the flight.
Yeah.
So anyway, we sit down, and it's a small table. We've got like little like things to nosh on, and we're going to do the wine stuff. And of course, Jacqueline and I, within a few minutes, are like, we're so sorry. We just took this wine like intensive. So we are going to be very annoying. And it was cool. They were from Memphis, and they were like, he like worked for Hilton or something, like those hotels. So he
Kathy?
Cat, I wish. Oh yeah, well, I guess. Technically, yeah. But he was just like, oh no, we love wine country, we love all this. So like they were laughing it up. And so we're talking to the daughter, and she's in college, and she was just like, yeah, they were saying like, we're so excited that she's adult now, because we used to go on these trips, and since she wasn't 18, like,
oh, she can't drink down there. Yeah.
Well, couldn't drink, but then also she was like, we went to a spa, and like there were places that you could not let a minor get a massage without you in the room. So I had to like sit in the room and like be quiet while my daughter got a massage.
Also crazy that I've never ever crossed any of my family members' minds to give me a massage at 16 years old.
Oh, really? That was like, well, I always wanted to be an adult. So I think when I was 16, I went to a spa once with my stepmom. But anyway, so they were talking about it, and she was saying that she's trying to become president of her sorority, or her mom was saying all this. She was being embarrassed as hell.
Yeah.
And then we were like, do you want a picture of all you guys like together? And she was like, I can't post it because like I can't post myself drinking at 20, and I'm running for it. We're like, don't risk not getting the presidency.
Yeah.
Like Jacqueline's already like, how are you campaigning? I'm like, have we done buttons?
Message?
What's the vibe?
What's the message?
Slogan?
What's your platform?
So we're being absurd, right? And then at the end,
they thought wine tasting would be the safe thing to bring their daughter to.
Absolutely not. So then they go to the bathroom, and then I'm talking to the dad, and they're like, well, what are you guys doing here? And we're like, we're here with
what are you guys doing?
What the fuck are you guys doing here? Are you undercover to see if the wine program is okay? And we were like, oh, we were invited to the festival thing that they're doing with the female chefs. And we're talking, and then the girl comes back, and she goes, yeah, I know who you are. I've watched your videos for a long time. And I was like, oh my God. But I was like, I'm so like, I was so in vacation mode. Like, it didn't even cross my mind that someone could possibly know who I am. And I'm like, the Merlot is divine.
Let me take a photo of you and your family. Come here.
And it's just more like, oh, so you watched me make insane drinks and like chug alcohol for a decade on YouTube. And now I'm over here waxing poetic about like the type of oak they used for this Bordeaux.
While she's with her parents taking a wine class in Mexico. I mean, I'm running for her sorority presidency. Yeah. So she's got a lot going on. Way more than I ever had at that age.
Hey,
we were just trying to balance book on our heads, trying to get a modeling contract.
I was just disappointed that Spring Break wasn't like MTV. What the fuck?
Yeah, we have been misrepresented.
So anyway, it was really fun. They were all these activities all the time, and like there was like like pool Zumba, which when pool Zumba happened.
I love it.
Because there were lots of pools, but when it happened because they gave everyone these very small noodles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this happen before?
Yeah, we saw it in Mexico last year. Maybe Elliot and I were waiting for you and Chip, but there was pool Zumba happening down at the pool. We were waiting in the lobby. And the one day that we stayed in that hotel the next morning, and it was choreographed to a T.
Yeah.
And like the instructor was standing on the edge outside of the water, and it was just like probably 15 people in the pool doing it. That I was like,
crazy.
This is no joke.
They had pool spin class. They had bikes in the water.
Seems
it was
crazy.
called hydro spin. And when we first,
I bet it was.
Oh, yeah, everything we just had. It was just like hydro beer pong.
Let's
hydro
throw
Pilates.
all of the gym equipment in the pool, and we'll charge an extra price and call it water aerobics.
Hydro Thigh Master. But no, it was gorgeous, and they had these crazy little creatures. Crazy little creatures.
What do you mean?
So
that could be a lot of things.
They have these things. They're called it's spelled like COATIS, coatis or something like that. It's essentially like this Mexican raccoon. Like the first night when we were leaving dinner, and like I'm, like filming Jacqueline walking by like she doesn't see the camera. When I see
a good influencer,
that I was like, oh my God, there's a raccoon behind you. Right. And it scurried off. But then the next day we realized they are everywhere.
Yeah.
These little things called coatis.
They look like
little
lemurs.
They're like little ring-tailed little guys. But it was baby coati season.
Oh.
And so the little guys were running around.
Cute.
And so what happened is we would get to our building and we get on the main floor, and that's right where like the golf carts would pull up for like room service.
Yeah.
Like to take it away and to take it. And I got there one day and there were like 40 of these things. And there was
just waiting for the room service.
No, just swirling because the room service guy had dropped a salad.
Yeah, I bet they eat well on that campus.
It was crazy. I was, and this other couple was watching, and I was like, what are these things? I couldn't believe it. And they were like, they're coatis or something like that. And sorry for pronunciation. Yeah, they've been going crazy on the salad. They hate tomatoes, though. And I was like,
wow, same.
Really?
Yeah.
You are not only an American raccoon.
Yeah.
You're a Mexican raccoon.
Yeah. The tomatoes are high in histamine, and I have a bit of a histamine situation.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I also had a raccoon situation last week.
You guys have had a raccoon legacy.
Yeah. But this has reached a new level.
Tell me.
Okay. So last week, I think you and I were doing a bonus podcast, and we were recording, and every Wednesday on our Patreon, we call it Lens Day, where I don't normally post much on my Instagram story, but every Wednesday, Mamrie and I post a bunch on Lens.
It's
on
like an
Patreon.
Exclusive Instagram story for Patreon users, essentially.
I like it. It feels nice and safe.
I love it so much.
I look forward to it every week.
Yeah.
Because the only time I actually publish stuff in real time.
Right.
And so when I was at school the weekend before, Elliot had told me the raccoons that live in our bushes have reached this new level
of confidence.
Of confidence, of also we can hear them during the daytime in the morning. We can hear them almost
having coffee and croissants.
You can hear this breathing sound they're going to bed, they've been up all night, they're going to bed.
Okay.
And then when the nighttime comes, they have now occasionally you hear them, but you can't tell what might be birds versus them. And so Elliot left to go do his residential at school all weekend. So I was by myself all weekend. He left Wednesday afternoon. So I was there by myself. I came back from recording with you, and these raccoons, one, we have these birds I call courage birds because
Are they their actual names?
They're just birds, but I call them courage birds because
it sounded beautiful. It sounded like a novel from the turn of the century. And we sent the courage birds to war, and they met up with the doves.
Well, they are courage birds because they will just come up and basically almost walk over Goose if she's laying outside.
And Goose is unbothered?
No, she's fully bothered. When she can hear them.
Yeah, that's my next memoir.
Yeah,
fully bothered.
When she can hear them, she freaks out. But they couldn't give a fuck. And there's this puddle of water that we have have that now I fill with like fresh water because they go and they will bathe in there.
So it's like a cute little bird bath.
Right. However, they look like, when they come out of this bird bath, they look so disheveled. It's crazy. Like they look like divorced dads that are like reestablishing their lives.
I love it.
And are just like, I just took a shower and this looks good on me. And they look feral and crazy. Okay. But I'm like, they just took a bath. Good for them.
Yeah. I don't look great right out of a shower.
Same.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not my best wet.
I encourage the courage birds. I think that they're bold. I think that, and I have made fresh water for them, but
that's very cute that you keep them with a fresh bath.
Yeah, because
you're their butler.
Yeah. Well, one, I got worried that I realized that there was like pile of water behind this like thing that we had outside that I was like, they're just like bathing in bacteria. I think I didn't know this was here. So let me like wash this out for them.
Zombie courage birds.
Right. Then I was like, I don't want to know the science behind what this could make them become. So let me help them out. Then I remembered that Elliot was telling me last week, but I was at school, so I wasn't like fully listening to his story about it, that the raccoons had gotten into the tree that has like clearly the nest where the courage birds like live. And so I got back home the last Wednesday night. I'm like sitting there. I put it all on our lens day. That's why I mentioned lens day. That I hear like at 7:00 at night, 7:30, like this bird chirping at the window that I'm like, what is going on? Oh, no. Like, what happened? Did this bird, like, to the point that I was like, is the bird inside right now? And I go outside and the bird's just bopping around everywhere.
Freaking out.
Like freaking out. And I'm like videoing it to send to Elliot being like, courage birds getting a little crazy tonight. And then I hear in the tree and I look up and I can see shadows of 2 raccoons clearly going for the nest of courage birds.
Do they eat the courage birds or were they just annoyed by the courage birds?
So I remembered what Elliot told me last week, that he remembered hearing egg crunching in the tree, that the raccoons would go up and get the eggs. And I remember telling him last week being like, get a hose, do something. Like that's like so heartbreaking to hear, and to have this little bird be like chirping at the window. So I got the hose out.
Yes,
and I like a Ghostbuster just started going for the whole tree everywhere and got the 2 raccoons to like leave finally. I was like trying to spray them, which also are like, you know, animals that I feel like connected to, that I'm like, hey, we've lived harmoniously for now. You guys haven't messed with us, but like
you don't want to like have a new rivalry with the raccoons, but you also like those courage birds. Like they need a courage Grace.
That little bird was literally
alerting you
against a window, telling me like, come help me.
God.
I know
you're their Snow White.
But then I also was like, I don't know if I just ruined this whole nest up there. I don't know what I'm spraying right now, but I see the 2 big shadows because Elliot was telling me, he's like,
terrifying.
He's like, I swear to God, last weekend, when you were at school, I heard them go up into the tree and I could see them from one little vantage point. He's like, I swear to you that the 2 raccoons kissed at the top of the tree. I was like, all right, you might have been drinking some whiskey that day. And I don't know if that's what happened. But now I have experienced the 2 raccoons going for this nest. Yeah, so I went ballistic on them. The birds are still around. They're bopping around.
God.
And the raccoons are still there. So it's like, you know, you don't want to interfere with nature in its own hierarchy and ecosystem. But at the same time, I'm like, this sweet little bird was screaming at the back door for help.
So you feel connected. They said get the lady who... Get our pool lady.
Yeah, I know. You're like, I feel like I'm helping 2 dads in crisis that have been abandoned by the rest of their families. That I'm like, I'll help you out.
Oh my God.
It's an ongoing saga. Elliot is back from school now, so I'm gonna find out from him tonight how it has gone down, because the rest of the nights were pretty chill. I think it took them like
egg crunching. What a terrible sound to hear too. It's like it's done.
So
it cracks,
visceral,
it's done.
And also, like, the birds all go to sleep by this time. So to hear a bird that's just like out being like chirp, chirp, like obviously something's wrong.
My heart is breaking.
I felt like I was in a Disney movie, and I was like, well, here's the montage where I come in and I fuck shit up on your behalf.
But also, how terrifying would it be? I mean, just to be a bird in general. But like, how scary would it be to be like, oh, I live outdoors and the thing that wants to kill me sleeps on an opposite schedule of me.
I know. And so
that's a horror movie.
Truly. And I don't know that it's ever going to be rectified soon, but I also, just for the sake of Goose too, I was like, these raccoons are getting too comfortable, like doing whatever they want at night. So I just want them to know that there's like a human boundary here. And like in my mind, of course, you go to worst case scenario. I'm like, this raccoon's going to jump out of this bush and rip my face off of my face.
Terrifying. But they're such little, like, they're
just trash monsters that they go for what they want until you can't do that. Like when you spray a cat with water when it gets on a countertop.
Oh, they're going to try things. I mean, like they did not evolve to have full ass tiny hands to not get into some trouble.
I also feel like I, connect with them so I can be like, hey, no offense. Cool here. I'm a human raccoon, but you can't do that.
You can't do that.
You know that there's a full thing of old Hello Fresh meals in the garbage right now from making them, that there's scraps down there that are edible for you. Go down there.
Yeah, for real. I mean, like, we all have great trash.
Yeah.
So, like, I know you guys, you can go down there. We got Cheesecake Factory in there. We've got all kinds of good stuff for you to have.
You couldn't even begin. It's like Charlotte's Web when they do the whole smorgasbord scene.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
I just remember that they're just like, the rats go to the carnival afterwards and they're just like,
yeah, we're loving it.
Yeah, literally that. I'm like,
summer is full of all these official events. You got weddings, graduations, 4th of July barbecues, but everyone knows that the best parts of summer are the unofficial ones. And Coors Light is the official beer of everything unofficial. You know, like your inaugural tubing down the river day, your first baseball day, the oh my gosh, that cute boy is looking at me at this cookout day. When I am celebrating in the summer, I want a super cold Coors Light, straight out of Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. The thing is that you do not find a beer colder. And you know it's cold because those Rockies turn blue on the can to let you know that blue is a brew ready for you. It is so tasty. It's cold lagered, cold filter, cold package. It's literally made to chill, be it whether you're floating down a river like my favorite thing to do, or you're just sitting in a kiddie pool in your front yard trying to not melt this summer. It's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies, perfect for a moment to unwind. The mountains on the bottle, like I said, bottles and cans turn blue when your beer is cold, so there's no guessing game. How many times have you grabbed a beer and the bottle feels cold and then you realize, oh, someone just stuck it in the ice. The contents inside are not nice. Well, not with Coors Light. It'll never do you wrong. Summer chill starts with Coors Light. So make the most of your summer with a chance to win exclusive chill merch, fun local experiences, and even a trip to New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles. Enter to win at CoorsLight.com/TMGW. Isn't that so fun? You guys take a summer trip courtesy of Coors. No purchase necessary. Sweepstake ends August 15th, 22. Game ends September 6th, 22. Only in the 50 U.S. and D.C. 21 plus. Void where prohibited. For rules, visit CoorsLightSummer.com and remember to celebrate responsibly.
Finding all of your grocery items in one place at an affordable price is almost impossible. But with Thrive Market, you can get everything you need and so much more. With Thrive Market, you can shop everything from healthy pantry essentials and sustainable meat and seafood to non-toxic cleaning and beauty products, all delivered right to your door. Incredible. And if you find a price lower somewhere else, Thrive Market will match it. That's how confident they are. Thrive Market carefully vets each and every item so you can trust that if they sell it, it's probably the highest quality available. Finding everything you need is super easy on Thrive Market because you can filter by 90 plus values and lifestyles to find what works for you. Shop by what you eat and what matters most to you. With over 5,000 food, home, and beauty products, finding what you need is easy with Thrive Market. If you're looking for plant-based, keto, gluten-free, zero waste, BIPOC brands, Thrive Market has you covered. I have been using Thrive Market to buy makeup products that are a little bit more organic and helpful for especially my eyes. Mascara tends to get a little itchy on my eyes, and I got some organic Pure Lash extender and conditioner, and I got a Stellar Gaze length and strength mascara, and I love them. They are fantastic. No itchy eyes here. When you join Thrive Market, you're joining a community of 1 million plus members and sponsoring a family in need. And with their fast and free carbon neutral shipping, you are also bettering our planet. I don't know what is bad about this. Turns out nothing. So join Thrive Market today and get $80 in free groceries. That's THRIVE market.com/TMGW to get $80 in free groceries. That's thrivemarket.com/TMGW, thrivemarket.com/TMGW.
Speaking of eating out of trash cans.
Yes.
So when we left Mexico yesterday, we had to get to the airport hella early, because always, remember when we were coming back and you had to be tested and it was like that whole, so you don't have to do that anymore.
Oh, really?
I think they should bring it back up.
Yeah.
But that was like when
you're saying that to me sitting next to you
I'm saying
right
this
now.
to the government officials who listen to us. I think we should have to have a negative test to come back. But anyway, we got there early and we were just like, we're hungry. We want something. Of course, in the Mexico airport, there's two real restaurants to represent the Mexican culture.
Okay.
And that's of the white men, Jimmy Buffett, Margaritaville, and Guy Fieri's Kitchen.
Both there?
They're like the only not grab and go places, like the only place with a bar. And I'm just like,
the Bubba Gump Shrimp.
wait, no, Bubba Gump Shrimp was the third. I swear to God. Terminal 3, Cancun Airport. Bubba Gump Shrimp was the third.
Oh, no.
I was like, because I guess when you land in Cancun, you don't eat at the airport before you leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're just kind of banking on a bunch of fucking Americans being like, I'm so done with Mexican food. Give me some like random American trash. You know, the raccoons are about to board.
Yes.
So anyway, we go, but we got trash can nachos.
Oh,
have you ever had those?
No, I don't know.
Do you know what they are?
I mean, I assume that they're nachos.
So essentially, they build the nachos in like a cylinder, like it would be like a trash can. I put a video on my story. I'll show you.
I think I saw that earlier. But
And
I was
then
like,
they
I don't
like
know,
dump it out. So I feel like Guy Fieri has gotten a lot of slack because it's called like I think they're called trash can nachos. I'm not sure, but it is a brilliant way to build a nacho.
Yeah.
Without it falling off the plate as you stack.
Yeah.
You can really layer it like a lasagna.
Yeah.
And then let it spread.
Yeah. Because the worst part is like when you get a pile of nachos, but the toppings are only touching the top. And then you're like, now I just have an entire bag of Tostitos underneath of this that haven't touched a thing.
And then also when you're sharing them with someone, you're going, are they paying attention to how I'm picking the best ones?
Yep. Yeah.
Should I even it out and grab a couple planes off the bottom just to look like I'm not dominating the toppings here?
Because I'm finding the ones with the right ratios of cheese and sauce and tortilla.
There is nothing like being at the Cancun airport and having someone dump the trash can nachos and they say, welcome to Flavortown. When they say that, when she goes, okay, welcome to Flavortown. I was like, wow. Okay. Which it's no shocker here. Trash can nachos yesterday. Today, I rejoined my gym.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you were able to physically make it to the gym because I would assume that your butthole would be on another level today.
I mean, luckily, like neither of us got sick. It was like all quality and great the whole time.
Yeah.
But I definitely was like, man in the mirror this morning, like I gotta make a change.
I know. That's how I feel. That I'm like, the next day will be the day I decide.
I saw that you and I both have the same website pulled up.
Yeah, for not the same website, but the same story.
Speaking of nachos.
This has been sent to us.
Yes.
Velveeta releases cheese infused martini that's garnished with pasta shells, which to me, regardless, latter half of that title, I don't know why more drinks aren't garnished with pasta shells. That to me is the best part of this moving forward.
Honestly, and especially because I will say, like there was a minute there when it was the whole like no we don't want no straws movement.
Yeah.
When they were like they'd give you a piece of bucatini Remember, like pasta straws, and then you'd be like, "This is fine and all, except I'm not a fast drinker," and now I'm like eating gummy pasta with my iced latte.
Right.
But pasta as a garnish makes sense. If it was a penne, I would use it as a tiny straw.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
A little cocaine straw. Just a little penne cocaine straw. Kidding, guys, obviously. But okay, so the deal with this is that it's vodka. It's Velveeta infused vodka.
But it's limited time offer
At BLT steak restaurants.
That's a specific restaurant, right?
Yeah, BLT. It's like a steakhouse. It's like a Ruth Chris or whatever.
Yeah. So people have sent this to us. I thought this was a bit of a joke, but yeah, it's Velveeta infused vodka.
Oh.
It says select locations of the steakhouse chain will offer the martini for $15 during quote golden hour from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Because you don't want an aperitif after your meal of a Velveeta martini.
Here's the vibe, though. It's like it says the Velveeta infused vodka is prepped by literally mixing Velveeta cheese sauce and vodka for 24 hours before serving, and then they add olive brine and vermouth.
Look, I don't know what to think because to other people, the idea of like just a plain dirty martini is probably absolutely disgusting, which is just like briny, and vermouth and a vodka or gin or whatever it is.
Well, let me ask you: do you like blue cheese stuffed olives in your martini?
Yeah, but I think it's because I like the novelty of it. I don't. I can only have they're rich to me. Like they make me feel very rich.
Yeah,
but also,
for sure.
They are just like ooh, you know what? In the mouth that tastes great, but I don't know if my actual guts can handle this.
Hit it and quit it. Hit it and quit it.
Yeah.
Jaffiel. Well, I don't.
Oh, it's a cheese dip rim.
See, that's too far.
But see,
I think that's too
do you
far.
not think that in a previous Y-Dad era, you would have made something like this?
No, I will say the grossest thing I ever made on You Deserve a Drink was for Super Bowl. And I did a shot, a spicy vodka shot, some infused vodka with a little bit of buffalo sauce.
Oh.
And then I rimmed it with powdered ranch.
Yeah. No.
But even that seems less gross than this.
Yeah, this is also riding this wave of known brands being like, how can we make
Kitschy.
people upset?
But why would I feel like BLT is a respectable chain? So I want to know how many no's they got before BLT said, you know what, we haven't been in the news in a minute, and everyone thinks we just serve BLTs.
Yeah, because BLT, I
don't even know if
them,
they have BLTs.
I only know them as they're a fancy restaurant. So who's going into this restaurant being like, I'll take your velveteen?
Honestly, people who don't ever eat there, they're just going there for that.
Oh,
so I guess it makes sense to be like, we're just trying to get people under 80 in here.
Velveeta stuffed olives.
Disgusting.
Wow.
Look, I don't turn my nose up at a Velveeta shells and cheese. I can get down on some liquid gold, but I want it separate from my martini. Absolutely. And
I don't want to drink cheese unless I'm having fondue.
yeah, there we go. But I want to finish swallowing my fondue before I take a sip of my martini.
Yeah.
And also, I'm sorry, but I know it's different brands, but if I got a Veltini, I want my coaster to be a craft single.
Oh,
go whole hog.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Or those Parmesan wheels that they carve out to toss pasta in?
Yeah.
Serve me my Velveteen in that.
I love the people that work at these businesses have to run these PR stories about this new absolutely horrific thing that isn't helpful for humanity or culture at all, and they have to give quotes to all of these publicity stories, because the end quote from, I think, the senior vice president at the BLT restaurant group, who I'm sure really made sure to make sure this is a really thoughtful thing. They said, quote, "We worked closely with the brand to make this vision a reality, balancing the flavors of a typical martini with the nostalgic cheesy flavor we all know and love from Velveeta." Who asked for this? Who wants this?
No one has requested this in the history of requests. And also, I just saw, because I got excited, because I saw that, Gold Belly,
No, what?
So Goldbelly is a website where you can like basically order food from anywhere. Like,
I think you've talked about this before. Yeah,
I sent Chip
Yes,
that
the cake.
Meg the Stallion pecan pie.
Yeah.
So it just said that like you can also get your Veltini kits on Goldbelly. But so in my head, I was like, oh, I'll secretly buy this right now, and then we'll like drink one on camera next week. No, it's like a shaker, literally Velveeta cheese sauce. A Velveeta brick for stuffing the olives. You still have to infuse the vodka yourself, which to me seems like the grossest part. Like, I don't want to see how the sausage is made. I might take a sip, but I'm not going to take a sip if I have to like infuse it myself. Wowie zowie.
I mean, the same thing goes. Have you seen this TikTok pink sauce thing?
No, I've avoided it. The thing is, when I was in Mexico, I was like, I'm going to actively not try to keep up. With the internet this week.
It's good for you. This is the only thing that I've seen that even I think remotely puts me in some alignment with stuff that's currently going on with the internet.
Yeah, I saw jokes about it on Twitter and I was like, I'm not going to look into it.
It's basically this like chef TikToker or someone just packaged this pink sauce.
Okay.
And they keep touting that they cannot describe exactly what the flavor is.
Okay.
They charge $20.
For some sauce?
For some sauce.
Better have some goddamn truffles in it.
And they were delivering it. And you'd be shocked to find out that people got sick from it.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
And that people are now obviously analyzing all of the problems. It turns out pink sauce is riddled with problems. It's not FDA approved at all.
Okay.
Shock. Huge shock.
But I don't understand, was someone selling sauce off TikTok?
No, yes. So this chef, Chef Pie or Chef Pii,
Is it a real chef?
That's their TikTok name, and she started making this pink sauce, and it looks like pink slime being poured over things.
Gross.
They built this up so much, saying that they couldn't even describe what the flavor is. So it's this mysterious product. People bought it. It says the recipe claims that the condiment is a blend of sunflower seed oil, dragon fruit, chili, honey, and garlic.
Okay. That's not as offensive.
However, the packaging says it has 444 servings in it.
So you're doing a little like tip of your pinky.
It's wrong. Like the whole packaging's just wrong because it's not FDA approved. So they just put on whatever. They spelled vinegar wrong on the package.
Oh, we got some Vinegar.
And they also said that the ingredients list includes milk. But there's no directions on how to refrigerate the project. There's no expiration date. There's literally Here's a not well thought out plan. And everyone, of course, like bought into this and now is like making fun of all the people on TikTok that bought into this and all of that.
That's the thing is I'm going to say, if you buy something that ridiculous, you deserve to get sick.
I mean, yeah, it's packaged in like, that's the woman. This is a woman like, yeah, this is the chef that's packaging it. That's what it looks like. Pink sauce. Mm-mm. Like it is,
It's a no from me, boss.
It's a no for me. And for those reasons, I'm out.
I'll say one other thing, food related, that happened this week. Because one of the other things that I, that was living on the resort were lizards, big ass lizards.
Yeah.
Not like crazy. I've seen them bigger before, but like,
okay. But no one challenged you.
but definitely I would like be walking and be like, pardon me, sir, please do not move. You're going to scare the shit out of me.
It's a dinosaur.
Like big enough to scare me. Did you hear? This shit is crazy. That at this McDonald's near Paris, a woman bit into her burger and found a lizard.
No. Whoa, I believe it and I don't want to.
It was squashed. But here's the craziest part. Is when she said, yo, I just bit into a lizard. I just bit through a lizard. Its guts are hanging out.
Yeah.
They offered her a 10% discount.
The French are so
savage. Isn't that crazy? She continued. I got the impression they weren't surprised. The cook was there and at no point did he come see us. The supervisor wasn't even there. And I'm like, does the guy from the Italian restaurant up the street who keeps negging me and Chip work at this Parisian McDonald's?
Is he making burgers overnight? Oh, that's
it says
horrible.
the customer barely bit into the creature, but stopped breastfeeding her son because she feared she could pass on a disease.
Wait. Okay. This picture has much more intricacies to the painting than so she's breastfeeding and eating like
I don't know. It's not. I don't think simultaneously. I think in general she was like, I'm not going to breastfeed for a minute in case I got lizard disease.
I'm going to turn into a lizard.
What if my son becomes Spider-Man, the lizard man, from the breast milk?
Oh my God.
With the salmonella. Imagine if one day you're out to dinner with your mom and you're like, Mom, tell us a story. And she's like,
this is one time in
well,
Paris.
did I ever tell you about that time I bit into a lizard burger and then I stopped breastfeeding you in case I got
It was a warm night in Paris. I decided to breastfeed you at the McDonald's.
It's also like, it's a burger from McDonald's. So the discount was what?
20
cents?
That is beyond rude.
I thought that was so weird and funny, but like, damn.
I mean,
damn.
That is, I don't know how I could eat anything
again
that I didn't make myself again.
I think I'd have to be like taking a fork to everything I ever did.
I would develop an incurable neuroses that would make me impossible to go out to dinner with.
You know who didn't have lizards in their food? Guy Fieri. Lizard free, bitch.
That guy keeps winning.
Lizard free. Okay, this got weird.
Yeah.